Hello amphibian lovers. Today I wanted to just do a little bit of an update for the reptile amphibian room. I've done quite a bit, a lot better setups for all of my animals, and I was just at the CRBE this weekend and I didn't pick up any more animals. I'm kind of through picking up any other animals unless I find a really good deal on something I've been looking for, including another fire salamander, which was something I was looking for, but it never seems that there's salamanders at the expos unless you really look before you're going to the expo and you pre-order. But this is my little update. My room has been a complete disaster after I uploaded my last video because I've just been moving stuff everywhere and been planning to do a lot of different things. So let's get started. I'm just gonna move us over to our first tank. Here I have a name for our new little leopard gecko. We named her Penelope because we know she's a female, and I just like that name. She's a sweetheart, and Penelope seems like a sweetheart name. So I have this light on here just for demonstration and to show you guys what the tank really looks like. Just have her cool hide, and she's in her hot hide right now. Just some things to climb on. There are a couple crickets in there, and a water dish, food dish, just some stuff to climb on, and I keep her on dry cocoa fiber. I've kind of had this recommended by the YouTube channel Leopard Gecko. This way it looks really nice. She has things to burrow in and dig around, but also if she ingests this, which she has been doing, she can pass it through and digest it. So I'm just going to shut this light off. Actually, I'm going to move it down to our Firebelly Newt. Firebelly Newt, she has been doing well. This is an easy setup for them. I would suggest this setup if you're going to have any Firebelly Newts. She's at the back. See if I can move this camera. Get a closer look at her. She's right there. She's been doing quite well in this tank as well. Just a 5-gallon. I keep the lights off on this as well. The plants don't do as well without the light, and they probably will perish, and I'll have to get some plastic plants, but so far it's not too big of a deal. Next we'll move on to the newest setup for the Firebelly toads and the fire salamander. There's my one green one and my brown guy, the other color. He's back there. They've been doing a lot of climbing on this new cork background. I picked up a bunch of pieces of cork at the expo, so it's more foresty setup now. And I was planning on keeping just the fire salamander in here, but ended up not having enough space, so I put the fire belly toads back. Lots of hides. I really like this tube, this wood tube. It looks really nice. I picked up some baby tears. I forget what this plant's called, but I really like the tears. They'll kind of grow upwards and down towards the water area. I'm trying to keep this as humid as, not as humid as possible, but lots of moisture for the plants. The grass here is kind of falling over. This one here is more of a perky plant. I think mostly because the toads have just been climbing all over it. They're really hard on these plants. And my fire salamander's right there, just hanging out, giving him lots of hiding places. There's a hiding place here, that's mostly for the toads, and then he has those two, just to kind of stay away from the toads. I wanted to keep them away from him just in case it was causing some stress, but as far as I can tell, he wasn't having any stress before the toads were added. So it's just a little experiment here. If it seems that he's having too much stress, I'm going to be moving the Firebelly toads out. I have enough tanks for it. So, but he seems to hold his ground, so I don't really have too many issues with him. Now, I'm gonna move down to the new turtle tank. It's quite big. It's higher than I expected it to be, so I had to do a lot of moving. Some light fixture uses. Obviously, you can't keep a dome light on top of that, so the dome light's inside, which has the UVB onto this basking area a lot closer. And then I have another light here just for decoration. I actually mounted that up to the wood, so that works really well. And I just have black paper on the background. Thought that would be the easiest to do. Just have the normal rocks, pothos. I have the Tetrafauna waterfall working right now. This is a used one, and it doesn't actually have a filter in it, just a pump, but it actually circulates the water, so it's good for the turtle. And if I was to add any fish here, it'd be as good as well. And I have a small filter back there. I'm trying to see how the water turns out. I'm guessing there's about 10-15 gallons of water here, so I may need another filter, which isn't a problem because I have a bunch. But if I need another one, I'll just add 2, and it's really that simple. I'm trying to find my turtle. He hasn't been coming out as much. I could hear him a lot last night, moving the rocks around. He's normally, there he is. He's way back there. Trying to get the glare off. Back there. It looks kind of murky. I think I will add another filter because honestly, it's hard to see back there. It's dark too, so that's part of the problem. But I like this. Looks really good. I'm trying to keep the water level the same so he has easy access to the basking spot. He hasn't used the basking spot ever. I haven't seen him use his old turtle dock or anything, but I like this rock. It's more natural. It's more sturdy. When he or she is larger. Haven't named him yet because we're not sure if it's a male or a female. The breeders at the expo were saying, therefore my dog likes to bark at things. That's why we do cuts. But as I was saying, the breeders at the expo were saying the best way to tell is the tail or the length of their tail. So I'm gonna try and do that. Normally with sliders and cooters and stuff, once they get bigger, you can kind of tell by the bottom of their shell, I guess the length of their tail, the length of their claws and things like that. But with the mud and musk turtles, I guess it's very, very hard to tell. So I'm gonna check out the length of his tail. And the last guy here, I don't have a light on him. Open the window, see if we can get a little extra light in there. This is Freddie. Freddie's tank just is not super nice. It's just like a small water area, some pothos and stuff, but for a nocturnal White's tree frog, it's not a big problem for them to not have light. So I just put him by the window here. It kind of helps. There's some cracks between the rocks, so that kind of brings a little bit of light, give him his day and night cycle. Normally if I just feed him crickets, he'll come out and hunt for those. That's really interesting, so I'll see if I can get some footage of him doing that. I just spray him every day. Try and keep it clean, add some water to the water area. Well, that is pretty much it, guys. Also wanted to talk about, I do have film for the Reptile Expo, so the Reptile Expo video will be coming out after this. And I also want to do herping this year. It's going to be exactly the same as my fall herping video last year. I believe it was September, October. This year I'm going to do it a little later when it's more cool, because it's been getting cooler out, as you guys know. If you live in this northern hemisphere, you know it's getting cooler out, and it's getting better for salamanders if you live in that kind of area. So we're getting a little bit more rain, it's getting cooler out. The salamanders are going to be a little bit more emerging. Instead of being burrowed right underneath the ground, they may be above the ground and underneath some logs. But as far as I know, this has been such a dry summer. I'm not sure how they did. Redbacks last year, 50 to 60 of them. Jeffersons and blue spotteds, probably found a dozen of them. So last year was really good. If you guys are interested in seeing another herping video, it'll be the same as last year, just a new year updated. Let me know in the comments below. I had a lot of good feedback from my last video. You guys are excited to see me back, and I'm happy to be back. I've been really busy this summer working, and this spring I was really busy with school and work as well. So I've been trying to get back, and this is helping me get back into it. I'm having a lot of fun as my collection is kind of building towards the way I wanted it to. and it's not as busy. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and peace out.